Broadcasting not live from Chapala, Mexico, I'm Bill the Geek, and we have a treat for you today. Today we're going to meet with Katie Ibarra. She's a realtor and she's been doing her thing down here in Chapala, Ajijic, Jocotepec, San Nicolas for more than 10 years. She even bought a home here. And we're going to ask Katie some basic realty questions. And if you want to buy a home in the Chapala area, this is the woman that you want to talk to. She's from my hometown in Columbus, Ohio, and she, like me, loves Mexico. No way she's going back. She even had her parents move down here. They've been here for 6 months. Okay, Katie, welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
How do we say your last name? Ibarra?
Ibarra.
Ibarra.
It's a tricky with the rolling R's.
So Katie, where are you from originally, and how did you end up in Mexico?
Okay, well, I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, your own hometown. And how did I end up here? Well, I met a gentleman from Guadalajara. So you can relate to that part of my story, in Columbus, Ohio. And after 3 years of dating, we married, bought a house. He started a business. We were living the typical American life, get up, fight traffic, go to our jobs, come home, rinse and repeat, right? And after 9 years together there, we decided, what are we doing in the rat race? Let's get closer to his family, who were in Guadalajara, and let's get a nicer weather and maybe a slower paced lifestyle. So at that point, we transitioned to the Chapala area. We had bought land, and he was a builder. He had his own home remodeling business in Columbus, Ohio. So we came down. I brought my job with me. I was working in project management. We rented for 15 months, built the house. He was a general contractor, and I worked online, and that's how I ended up here.
Wow. And how long have you been here?
11 years. We came in April of 2010 and have since divorced. And family and friends, coworkers at the time said, "Oh, she's coming back." And I said, "Oh, heck no." Not a chance. This is for me. I love Mexico. I love Chapala. This is home.
Okay. Have you always been in real estate?
I have not. I have a 22-year career in project management. I am ridiculously organized. I'm really good with all the details of a process, which are excellent transferable skills for being a realtor. I joined Chapala Realtors a few years ago, and that was an easy choice for me because I knew I didn't want the typical 9 to 5 sitting behind a computer all day, as I had done for so many years. I wanted to get out in this fresh air and sunshine. I wanted to interact with people because I'm a people person. And after 11 years, I've learned the ins and outs of home ownership in Mexico. I've been through a number of property closings as buyer or seller myself. I felt like this is something I could give some guidance to others. Not be salesy, but be a coach for somebody going through the process. And so it's been a great transition. And working with Chapala Realtors was also an easy choice because they've got such a great reputation in the community. They work with real integrity, and the team there's a support staff and a group of agents that really work together as a team and support one another. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Okay. Is real estate a full-time job for you?
Absolutely. It is. I'm not old enough to retire, and this is my full-time job. A client doesn't want a part-time agent because when the market's hot, time is of the essence, and you want your agent that's going to always be available to you. And clients don't want somebody to give a part-time effort. I'm there to give them a full-time effort.
Okay. Is there something that makes you different from other real estate agents?
I'd say that it's important to choose somebody that's not afraid to tell you no, because you don't need, like I said, you don't need a salesperson when you're going through this process. You need somebody that's going to educate you, guide you the right way, and really listen to what it is you need and want, stick to your budget, and get you in the area, the best property you can in the area you desire within your price range. So the yes man, you maybe should be a little leery of that individual. You want somebody who's going to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bring that to the table when I'm working with people. This is a small town. If you're not on the up and up, you're going to see them at the supermarket. So you better treat them the way you would your parents, right?
Okay. 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 Can you tell us about the current real estate market here in the Lake Chapala area?
Sure. It's robust. Things are going very well right now in the market, and I think we received a lot of questions with the onset of the pandemic. Oh, is the market dipping? And perhaps people who have been dreaming that this may be in my future thought this is the time prices are going to drop, right? That didn't really happen here. I mean, maybe on a small scale, we saw a little bit of sales volume drop, but not significantly. And I think part of that might be the fact that this is mostly a cash market. So homeowners didn't have banks breathing down their neck for monthly mortgage payments. Maintaining a house is relatively inexpensive. Property taxes each year are very low. So people were able to just ride it out. And there wasn't a panic, I need to sell sort of thing. So we didn't see a big drop. And now I feel like we are seeing an influx of more foreigners that are back and interested and hot to get their piece now, because I'm assuming folks have been vaccinated, they feel safer traveling, and they've had to put their dreams on hold for the last year and a half.
Okay. And when you say foreigners, what do you mean?
The vast majority are coming from the U.S., but also quite a few from Canada. And then we have a very small percentage that would be other countries. And then another trend that we've seen in the last couple of years is the home buyers, the percentage that are Mexican nationals has increased. I think the stat that I saw around 2018 was 21% of home purchases were Mexican nationals. And by 19 or 2020, that was around 35%, I believe. Now, part of that, during those purchases during the pandemic, the percentage would be up because Mexican nationals could travel here. They could get in their car and come here. But also, I think a lot of people's eyes were open to the fact that I can work from home. I'm being successful as a remote worker. I don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the city. I go on the weekends to the lake and I enjoy the tranquility. Why can't I have that all the time? And so they're leaving the cities.
Okay. Okay. I do want to ask you about price ranges. What are the price ranges?
Okay.
Or what's the bottom and what's the ridiculous top?
Ridiculous top, you could definitely buy homes over $1 million US here. So that exists. Typically, it's going to be a palatial home way up the hilltop with amazing views of the lake. And when you talk bottom, it depends on your location. Now, if I were to cross the mountain away from the lake towards Ixtlahuacan de los Membrillos, you could perhaps find something for 50 to 70,000 US. Something modest. You're not going to be living in an expat community. If you went closer into San Antonio, Ajijic, you're going to be hard pressed to find much of anything under 200,000 US. And that's for a very modest size home. Chapala, you might get a little bit more home for your money. And if you push out further west of Ajijic towards San Kosala, you could get a little bit more for your money. The average home sale, I believe in 2018, was around 247,000 US. And right now, well, let's see, I have full stats for 2020. It was maybe 265,000 US. And right now, for the first half of this year, we're seeing about 270,000 US average home sale.
Okay. Okay.
So as long as you're realistic about where you're going to be location wise and what you can get for the money.
Okay. Is investing in a property here a good idea?
I believe so, because we are also seeing rents increase. And I have a number of people that I know who have rented for many years in the area, and they're being pushed further out of the town centers and into smaller dwellings because their housing is no longer as affordable as it used to be with rents going up. So because we're seeing a steady increase year after year in the property values, homeowners are building equity, and it makes a good long-term investment.
Okay. 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 Can a foreign buyer get a title in their name for property here in Lake Chapala?
Yes, absolutely. There are some different rules when you're looking at properties up along the border or along beachfront, but here in Lake Chapala, there are no issues. Absolutely, you can buy a house, you get the deed in your own name, and that home can be willed through a Mexican will to your heirs.
Okay. Okay. Can you purchase a property with a tourist visa?
Yes. You can purchase a property here in the Chapala area with your tourist visa. However, if there is a day down the road where you want to sell that property, you definitely want to go for a temporal or permanente visa in order to avoid a 35% capital gains tax. It's large. It's a big hit. You do not want to just sell as a tourist. It's rough.
And a tourist visa, that's a 180-day visa. Okay.
Correct.
Instead, as opposed to a 1-year visa, temporal, 2-year temporal, or visa permanente.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Can I get a mortgage to purchase a property?
Yes. Financing's available. But the interest rates that you're going to see through banks or private lenders are extremely high. And typically, not typically, they are not allowed to loan you more than half the purchase price. And typically the terms are about 5 years to pay off the loan. So let's just say it's extremely rare that someone goes down that road, and the vast majority of sales here are cash deals.
Okay. I've heard that if you're 70 years or older, it's almost impossible to get a loan.
I've heard that as well.
Okay. Okay. Who pays the realtor commissions and who pays closing costs?
Okay, this is similar to how it goes in the United States and I believe Canada. The realtor commissions are paid by the home seller. So there are no realtor commissions paid by the buyer. However, the buyer pays closing costs. That typically runs 3 to 4% of the purchase price. And that goes to the notario. The notario is using that to pay government title transfer taxes and to cover their own fees for their work.
Okay. Now, what is a notario?
Okay. A notario publico is a high-level lawyer, and they are the person who is legally allowed to transfer title of a property. And what they'll do is they'll do a check on the title, a background check to make sure there's no liens, that it's free and clear, that the seller really is legally allowed to sell the property that they're trying to sell. It's an extremely important job, and you want a good notario looking out for your best interests. The closing will take place in a notario's office, and both the buyer and seller party need to be present.
Okay. What didn't I ask that I should have asked?
Good question. You were pretty thorough. What else can I tell you? Really, it's an adventure. Some people feel quite nervous going into purchasing property in a foreign country, but when you get a reputable agency on your side, you're working with an agent that you feel personal connection and have confidence in, and then you're going through the notario, chances are you've covered pretty much all your grounds. Many people have tread before you and done just fine and been very happy. Take your time, do what follow your gut,
Okay.
but don't be afraid to dive in. And I also hear a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I'm single." Maybe there's a lot of single women here, and I'm single and I'm a homeowner in Mexico. It's completely doable. There's so many other people that you can consult and ask, how did you navigate this? How did you do that? You're not on your own. There's a whole pool of people here in this area that are willing to share their experience.
And do you only cover the Chapala, Ajijic area, or do you cover a lot more than that?
Typically, I would just cover this northwest shore from like San Nicolas over to Jocotepec, perhaps over the mountain to Ixtlahuacan de los Membrillos. That tends to be the concentration. There's some exceptions. Occasionally, myself or somebody within our agency will go outside of the municipalities of Chapala, Ixtlahuacan, and Jocotepec, but that's an exception to the rule.
Okay. All right, Katie. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
And we'll be seeing you in the future.
All right. I look forward to it.
Okay. And folks, in the future, Katie and I are going to go visit homes so you can find the best homes in the Chapala, Ajijic, Jocotepec, and the surrounding areas. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss a thing. And every weekend at 10 a.m. Central Time, we go live for 1 hour to answer any of your questions or concerns about living in Mexico, specifically Chapala, Ajijic, Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, and Malaki, and other places also. Thank you for watching. We have a lot of more videos coming very soon, so you want to make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Katie, and thank my subscribers and all you folks that aren't subscribers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.